Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you for being here. I'm Riccardo. I'm from Promo Studio, an agency who cares about communication in Miglionico, and I'm honored of being here to present this big event tonight. Now, why we're here? Because we have to present your new products, because they are called NT, NG, N1L, and ambidextrous. They are our top products. I would like to thank all of you who are here tonight, and especially our Italian connationals people. Please give it up for them. I would also like to thank you and all the friends coming from foreign countries. And for them, there are specialized translators. You can put on your headphones and follow our conventions throughout the headphones. On the second channel, there will be a translation. Let's not forget to thank the heart of Miglionico. So let's thank the representatives and exponents of all the departments of the enterprise. Please give it up for them. After all these introduction, let's enter the presentation. Dental units have a new shape. They are more ergonomics, versatile, and apt to every need. For this reason, Miglionico studied the market needs. He listened the requests of the end speaker and the requests of the collaborators, and that's how the questo video ci spiegherà come. Un applauso. Please give it up. So, I always have the task of breaking the ice, so I have to call by my side the owner, so the active part of the project of the country. Here's Giuseppe Miglionico. Please give it up for him. Don't be emotional like me. Please explain how the company was born, why, and especially what are the reasons why you started this company, because it's a hard job and it's a job where you have to understand every request. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Many of us already know me for a long time. Before I was a technician, I used to repair dental units since 1985. After almost 18 years, I had the idea of doing something, and so I decided I had the skills and the possibility, and so from 1995, I started building along with some engineers the first components that I thought it can be used for the development of a dental unit. And from then, my path was going on. In 1995, the idea was born. In 1997, as you can see, I was there with my brother. I'm sorry. We were cutting some components out of polystyrene. We were giving shapes. And so those were forms we cut that way to transfer to an engineering study our ideas, my points to take into consideration. Because there wasn't at the time an engineer who could project a dental unit, so me and my brother developed this path together. Here we were building the base of the carter of the first dental unit. After we created the base of the chair, we were in a basement, a very small basement, and there we created the first structure, the first moving structure, and the first chair, of course. Once we saw that the project could go on and could start and go on, in 1999, I founded the company. Miglionico SRL was born. And we bought the headquarters where we still are. This building has grown a lot. We made some modifications and we customized as we needed it. Since 1995 until 2003, we completed the works. We put in machines, all the machineries to mold polyurethane. There was research. And in 2004, the first dental unit was installed. The Nice dental unit was born, called Nice. And since then, and since January 2004, the dental unit we built was the first version, and the first critical issues emerged. And here we understood what we wanted. And those were the first 2 years in which we understood very well what market wanted. And so we started immediately working a new product. The Nice line was the first line, but it was only produced for 4 years. We produced 1 million machines, but I wanted much more because technology was evolving. And since then, we committed, we worked hard to create the glass and touch line, which many of you already know, and we installed thousands of it. We have been present on the international market for almost 5 years after the Italian market. In 2008, in the Italian exhibition, we presented a new line, Glass Touch, a line which was innovative because it had innovations which weren't on the market. We were the first to present the touching panel on glass, which could be disinfected, and we were the first to do that. And also the touch screen technology, a control panel that didn't exist until then. And it was so much true that our competitors visited us during these exhibitions. Big brands, competitors, came to visit this crazy man who stepped into the international framework. And many foreign visitors came to visit us. So, from that moment on, there was a continuous growth. The market always asked for more. And the model we presented, we developed and upgraded it for many versions. We were very happy about these products, and that's why you're here. Your presence is very important because this justifies all the hard work we did until today, because you appreciated it. And you, of course, liked what we did in the last few years. Today, we are a craftsmanship, handmade company from projects. I'm the one who created the ideas, and I am skilled enough to understand the market needs and the needs of the customers. It's more than 35 years I've been in the sector, and it has been 19 years I have been in this company, and so I can understand the needs of the market and then create it into reality. The first thing I took into consideration is the ergonomy, the working ergonomy. First of all is working ergonomics. There was a great response to our chair, which is still produced, which is the ability of being close to the patient when the operator is working. Also, for what concerns the assistant, the spaces of the dental units are good enough for the dentist and the assistant as well. I didn't neglect the design as well. My way of thinking and creating, and also by the ideas which came from the market and our specialists from the sector who gave their opinion on this dental chair. One of the first things they said it was, it's beautiful, and that's what Made in Italy is. And the first thing that catches the eye is how beautiful it is. So it has to be beautiful for the patient and for the dentist as well. The patient needs to enter a space which is beautiful, elegant. And then we have very different colors, lines, shapes. Lines were designed from ourselves in the factory, me and Nicolo. There was particular care to the design. In 2008, the glass touch line was born. It was a year of crisis, a year of world crisis, but we committed and we worked hard to develop a new product. 2020, it was the same thing. We stopped during the COVID period, but we didn't stop to produce, but we stopped to think. Production never stopped. It was stopped only in the lockdown period, but after that, the growth was constant. The request of the market was always the same, and it was even doubled. There were new situations, new dealers. Katia developed the export market. Gabriele took care of the Italian market. Some of you dealers have called me to ask if I was still there, but I was there working on this. The main differences from the old line to this one are everything. So the lines of the chair are completely different. The lines are very more elegant. The footrest has changed. Plastics is not something I like to say because it gives less value to the product, but it's a specific element for the medical field. It's a medical material, a medical plastics, which is resistant to chemicals. They have been tested, and some components of this material are also on the dental chair, which is produced until today. The same plastic used for the cuspidor is the same for the footrest and many parts of the new units. So we continued a path we were already on. And this material was used to change a little bit of everything. The chair moves. I'm sorry if sometimes I get lost with microphone. The chair moves in a synchronic way with the seat, and the angle of the seat was enhanced to improve the comfort of the patient. And so he can comfortably sit on the backrest. Maybe the only thing that was kept of the old line was we added a second backrest. The backrest is in memory form. It is more rigid to give the form. And the central part is on memory form. If someone wants to sit on, it is my pleasure. The headrest has two articulations. It is completely made of stainless steel. It can be easily removed and moved. The footrest is made of an excellent material and is anti-scratch. That plastic was created by companies who create this material, especially to prevent scratches. Also, dirt is less visible for the patient. The hydro case was expanded, has been expanded. It was small before. You had to be really careful. And when a customer asked for more elements, it was really hard to work inside of it. The cuspidor is even more movable. Now the rotation is up to 270 degrees. It is removable, just like the one you already knew. This cuspidor is made of ceramic material. Ceramic is a material which is superior to ceramic. Ceramic has a problem that makes it hard to keep the same shape, but this material keeps always the same shape. So lines, shapes, corners are always the same, and it is more pretty. The cuspidor as well has a material we have used for 3 years, and we had no complaints about color changes and others. So we keep it like that. The assistant panel with assistant console has a new shape as well. We didn't change the system. So where the suction hose is, the holder can be removed and put into the autoclave. So it can go back and place the cannula back. Every hose has 2 filters covered by a little cutter, which prevents the others to see, hides the filter, and then can be put in place. The models are touch and glass, NT and G. NT and G, as for the instruments, you already know that. We changed forms, we changed materials. But in order to prevent giving too much innovation, we didn't change technology, the electronic part. We only made little modifications, because when you have to deal with innovation, there is the fear of selling a new product which you don't know how it could go. So we tested the mechanical part. It is not a model that was born yesterday. It was already in the works. We charged it, we moved it, we simulated 10 years of constant working. It went up and down, day and night, with 200 kilos on. So the chair can lift a 200 patient without any problem. So the mechanical and electronic part has correctly been tested. It is a little bit heavier of the one you are used to. The structure of the unit is a little bit stronger, less fragile, because some complained about the fact that the chair was a little bit swinging. What to say? The arm, the assistant arm. The arm, I think it's one of the key points of this unit, one of the most beautiful things we have created. It has brakes that the dentist can adjust on their own. The technician can show during the installation where the brakes are placed. With a screwdriver, he can adjust the friction. So there is a friction, a brake, that can be adjusted during the installation. First of all, the unit needs to be put in a vertical position, the arm, and it freely moves. It moves really with light movements with a finger. The arm excursion is of 600 millimeters. And this is something I believe most of you will like. It moves really easily in all sides. And the 600 movement is also very requested. The top delivery system has the same structure. It's the same system we produce nowadays. Inside, there is the hose which keeps the instrument balanced. There is no tension, and we added the side movement. So, if I need to take the instrument from the side, the top delivery system follows the direction of desired by the dentist. There is a patent. There is the first patent of this chair. This patent is that even if the delivery system is a little bit bended, the instrument keeps its place, so goes back to their place. That's what the operator console does. Another peculiar part of this chair is that the backrest can be adjusted. You can adjust the height of the backrest. There is a mechanism. It is a mechanical motor. Let's say I can select. There is an ordinary patient, average patient, and the backrest. I didn't select, now I will. The backrest lowers and is positioned at the average length, so an average height of the patient. So I don't have to take the headrest and put it down every time. It is the backrest that goes down. I can lower it because sometimes there are little patients, children, up to 110 millimeters, more or less. Because 110 millimeters is an important height for the backrest. So a child who was 10, 12 years, a child aged 10, 12 years old, can have the adequate height of the backrest. And put the head on the headrest, and it is also patented. So we are the first one, the only ones, to create a system like that. A system that can lower the backrest to make the chair adequate for a children or another height of the patient. The handles can be removed and autoclavable. They are easily removed. and also the tray mat and everything you saw on our previous version dental units. Another very key point is the pedal, the foot pedal. We kept the same weight for the foot pedal and the mechanics because it was excellent as it was, but there were some modifications to be made. Because sometimes when walking, the assistant or the dentist tripped on the foot pedal, and some of them also made us put down the handle. But now the handle is sweepable. It can be put in place. And please suggest please suggest the Wi-Fi model because the cable is not a problem anymore. We had very little problems with this kind of foot pedals. We can install a lot of units with different channels. There's no interference problems with the foot pedals. When the dentist needs to move the pedal, it can take the handle and move the foot pedal. And there are some movements which are already included, the on and off of the lamp, positioning of the zero position of the chair. The other functions, we kept all the functions because they were appreciated by all, and we kept the same things. The ambidextrous unit. The ambidextrous units. Real ambidextrous units are very rare in the market. That's what we did. It's really easy. Even the assistant, when the dentist changes, can bring the unit from one side to the other. Let me show you how. The chair moves automatically because it is positioned on its base, whereas the dental, hydro case and the arm moves autonomously. Let's remove the footrest. It is really easy to remove. Once we take off this part, and I move it in 90 degrees. Then I unlock the second point. I put the backrest up. And it's done. In this way, it is locked, and the unit has become completely for left-handed users. Thank you. A little joke. I designed it during the COVID week I took. COVID made me good. It doesn't need to be fixed on the floor because the rotation point of the weight of the arm is almost on the basis of the chair, because the base of the chair is hidden by the chair and is very long. So the footrest is really easy to put on. The footrest system is the same we have on the other dental units. So when you need to remove it to clean it, it is easily removed. And so even the assistant can carry out this task. So the buttons are the other way around, and has become an ambidextrous unit. There's an additional tray for those who want to add another tray. This chair is adequate for surgery. Very big dental units can be easily replaced by this unit because those who operate with this chair have really great access to the patient because the backrest allows the operator to be closer to the patient, to the average patient. An average patient is really comfortable on this unit. I've always tried it. I've been seated there. I've sat there for for some time, and I can say that is comfortable enough. The backrest, other than the seat moves upright. Some units are placed on the front, or for those of you who want to try them. You will see that when you lower on the backrest, the footrest will go up automatically. The carters of the hydro case, we took care of that as well. You really appreciated the swivelable opening of the hydro case because it was easy for dentists and assistants as well to clean filters and amalgam separator system, or maybe the cuspidor drain valve. The filters, as you can see, as I was saying before, you can see it clearly in this unit. They can be removed and placed directly on the hanging the suction hose, which can be placed in its support. This also goes for the small suction hose. It is a magnet. The carter opens with a door opening system. If I open the door, I can access the hydro case part for the suction and disinfection system. The bottles and the recipients, the vessels of the disinfection system, are put on the front carter, which can be rotated and opened, and reveals the bottles, the water bottle, the water bottle and the disinfection bottle. Now the standard is a 2-liter bottle. Now, back then it was an accessory, now it is a standard. What's more to say? The care for the disinfection system. Along with Professor Marzo, who is the director of orthodontic school, and Professor Marchetti, and biochemical chemistry. With them, we had a detailed study, a research project which lasted almost a year. They took care of this project, and we developed along with them this system. A system which could, according to the results, lower and defeat Legionella. And so to bring up to 99% the percentage of defeating Legionella. The new system was already tested, and it is called MDS Plus 17. It is a way to satisfy the regulation which needs the hydric disjunction. So it requests the division between the water of the unit and the mains water. So when you mix this liquid, which is a metasis liquid, the WK liquid, diluted to 2%, and for 20 minutes mixed to mains water, it lowers Legionella and introduces bacteria. And we tested its use. If the liquid remains for 30 minutes, according to the studies, the bacteria are defeated 100%. We will publish this information along with all we did today with our unit. I think there's nothing more to add. Thank you so much for listening to me. Of course, you couldn't be alone while projecting all these machines, all these projects, this new technology. This is a teamwork. This is a teamwork with my company. Now my company has 40 families. It is a big family. We have guys who work hard and work passionately. They have been with me forever, and they grew year by year on the project side, on the purchasing side, on the service side. We never stopped the chain. We always went on and grew. So let's call two people who represent the commercial side of Miglionico. So I wanted to call Katia Cea Global Export Sales Director, and Italy Sales Director, Gabriele Deyes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. So, before going on, I have to ask you some questions. I ask you if you want to sit, if you want to stay, to stand. I go there because I'm short. It's not exactly true. Please tell me, Riccardo. It's not easy to speak and to catch the attention after all this interesting news revealed by our big boss. Because you have here our dealers, but many technicians are there, so the technical part is better than the commercial part. So, first of all, from your experience, what's your goals? What have been your goals? Why it is important to speak about this in this moment? Katia, let's start from the beginning. First of all, Riccardo, I would like to thank Giuseppe Miglionico, our host, for giving us the chance to meet here again all together. And I thank all of you Italian friends and our foreign partners and friends for accepting our invitation and for being here tonight. I'm sorry and I sincerely thank every one of you who hasn't been able to make it for obvious reasons. And for distant related only reasons, many of our extra-European partners aren't here tonight, but they are probably following our live stream, and I warmly greet you. With all these innovations, can you tell us the new markets? In which market do you want to try to export your presence? With this new line is to strengthen the countries we are already present, who believe in us and are on the field to face with the many alternatives present on the market of the free concurrence. We are conquering our space little by little, like little ants, by using our strength and overcoming our limits. We have historic companies and giants with whom we comfort daily, but I know from personal experience that dimensions aren't everything. Same goes for dental units. It's passion and what is inside that makes a difference in the long term. I have written some things down because my memory isn't good, you know that. And also to give Maria the possibility to translate simultaneously what we are tasting. And please thank Maria. Please give it up for her. So our strength, in some cases, is not the price, but we are working on this as well. You will find for sure around the corner someone who will offer you a lower price to gain another sale, or to take away a dealer from Miglionico, because most probably it has more commercial power. There is a lot of competition in the dental unit field. Our strength today is knowing we don't have to renounce quality and the whole production inside our factory, despite knowing we are swimming against the tide. Any of you who made us the honor to come and visit us had the chance to touch firsthand and see with their own eyes what I am talking about. Our strength must be the teamwork and uniting our efforts to elevate even more our brand. Today, we don't want to make a comparison with our cheaper competitors in a price battle, because this is no good for economics. This is no good for a company, for you dealers, and in turn for the end users of the units. Because and who will choose inferior quality to save a few €100. Our strengths need to be offering our final user working station and more ergonomic and more complete configurations by proposing and also disinfection systems and media pack, which may justify a bigger investment of money as well by those who will buy our units compared to who will buy cheaper units. Many of you know my passion for wine, and I like to compare this new product line to a precious bottle of wine of a good vintage. Let's think of a bottle of Barolo, of Porto, or Champagne. Why can a good wine cost so much compared to a wine we find in a supermarket? Because behind that bottle of wine there are fine grapes from a single wine of a particular vintage, particularly favorable from a climatic point of view. There is the enologist who carefully selects the grapes, who checks the grapes and decides when is the time to harvest. And there's those who will harvest and work on those grapes, carefully until the refinement phase or the aging phase inside a barrel for many years before being put on the market. Well, today we want partners, and luckily we have a lot who know how to explain why our units have an added value, and that the parameter of comparison cannot only be the price, also, but it's not a priority, because there's so much hard work, there are high quality materials, and the production costs are real. There is continuous research and improvement. There's yours and our fast and constant service. Behind these units, there is a real company with serious people ready to support you in every moment. And exactly as happens for a bottle of wine, you decide to spend that money on a precious wine because you know it will pay you back with emotions when you taste it. Today, with our new product line, we are ready to meet the needs of those who ask us for a concept and a design made of more linear and modern lines. You were waiting for it. We want to cover soon Northern Europe as well, Scandinavia, which is used to different concepts from the Italian ones, and today they might find in Miglionico a good alternative. Just like the American concept is different, but we are also as well approaching them in the foreseeable future. Yes, because we are finalizing the FDA registration procedure to export soon to the United States and Canada. Katia, one question. What does Made in Italy mean for you? This company is all made in Italy. We represent Made in Italy in the world. What's your, let's say, your warranty when you express something, when you suggest the product to your dealers? You talked about bottles. You use other metaphors to express this how much technology and how much research is there behind this product. Well, Riccardo, I have to say that Made in Italy is for us a very essential point, because it's a key point for us. We are proud of being a company in the south. We are proud of being a southern Italy company. We have all the procedures inside. We carry out all the procedures inside the factory, and that's what makes us stronger and improve and allows us to improve it day by day. Made in Italy is renowned all around the world for the design, for everything that is history, the Italian history, and today we are proud of being Italian. One last question. Now you achieved a full European covering. You said that you were approaching the United States and Canada markets and all the registration procedures to export the products overseas. Does this makes you proud being the export director? Of course, yes. Before speaking about goals, I would like to speak about beginnings. Many of you know my story. I don't want to get you bored, but I would like to tell you. I arrived in Miglionico in 2010. He was already on with it, but more than 10 years ago. How time flies. I don't come from the dental field, so when I arrived, it was all new to me. I would like to read a small passage I have written down for telling you what my experience is. I didn't know absolutely anything, and it's just thanks to Giuseppe Miglionico, and I will thank him forever. I don't know the exact reason why. He has believed in me since the beginning. He had the patience to explain everything. I didn't know what a micromotor was, or a scaler, or a turbine, or a hydro case. He explained everything, the principle of endodontics and suction systems. I would like to speak. Katia asks herself, wonders why, how I understood why she was a good commercial. She sold me the first SIM card for a mobile phone. And that's the moment when I wanted her. I knew I wanted her in my team. That's what I did before. And so he taught me everything, and I owe him everything I know. She did everything on her own. Your help was fundamental, and I will thank you forever for this. Because you gave me the space to act and express myself in a professional growth path until we get to 2 years ago when he gave me the title of Export Sales Director, a compelling and fascinating path, which has become a constant challenge for me and still is. I started with Italian sales, having the chance to meet our first Italian dealers, and I see some of them here tonight, and I would like to thank you, because all of you taught me something as well. Then I started organizing some Italian exhibition. Back then, we didn't have a marketing department as we do now. And thank you, Georgia, who organized this event. There was Dental Levante here in Bari, the Dental Go in Naples, and then the Expo Dental in Milan, where we started the first approaches with some foreign dealers, the first foreign dealers. And that's where the idea to participate for the first time in the Cologne exhibition in 2011 was born. It's not a long time because we only started exporting in 2011 in some countries such as Portugal, France, Spain, Turkey, just them. And in a few years, we have been able to make Miglionico grow in more than 65 countries in the world. So in Europe, Balkans, in Africa, Middle East. And I would like to thank my area manager, Michael McGee and Elena Shilenkova, who take care of the Middle Eastern countries and the Russian-speaking countries for Elena. Even if Miglionico, by the way, didn't think that could export in foreign countries because Giuseppe didn't think about exporting because Miglionico is really difficult to pronounce in other languages. So from that first Cologne exhibition, we started exporting all around the world. And I am very proud of it because we did it step by step, brick after brick, or as Al Pacino used to say, inch by inch, as referring for American football. Many emotions, sometimes marked by the fear of not making it, sacrifices and sometimes even cancellations, but then even tears of joy when he loaded the first containers to Morocco, Algeria, Turkey or Saudi Arabia. We were happy because those were the first successful sales with the markets, with the foreign markets. And then there were our first success when we could see firsthand during the exhibition the interest and the appeal of the quality of our products. And then to know all around the world many partners who became real friends. And that's a big goal for me. So from 2001 until today, we can affirm that Miglionico has become one of the excelling realities of the southern Italy. And it's not easy. And aimed at internationalization. Of course, always keeping a close eye on the local market, the Italian market, that thanks to Gabriele today is on the right track to take off. 2 years ago, Giuseppe entrusted me with the export sales directions, although I have worked for many years now with my export team, as I was saying before, made by Elena and Michael. So let's talk about goals and numbers. Nowadays, 70% of the dental units produced by Miglionico cross the Italian borders, headed to almost 60 countries in Europe. Our factory grows day by day. Last year, we produced almost 200 units more than the previous year, thanks to the efforts and care of everyone. Thanks to our colleagues from the production departments. They are represented today by our production manager, Giovanni. And I want to thank them for the great job they carry out every day with a sense of belonging to the company that only makes us proud. Just as I am proud of each one of you who spread the values of our company, fighting our competitors and the challenges of the market. We went through hard times such as the COVID period or the world. I had many calls from our partners who were afraid of the future of the economy, of economics and the sales of dental units, of the world economic crisis. But we faced them together because what really matters is to believe in this and never give up. And I am proud and lucky to be a part of this team, which I like to call family. So thank you, Katia, for the beautiful words and what you said. So I have to leave for. He joined Miglionico not long ago, but he became Italian sales director, the Italy sales director. Before introducing you, don't worry, don't ask Gabriele any question because Gabriele is a one-man show. Someone told me this, but I won't tell who. Just one question. So you joined Miglionico not long ago, bringing your know-how and your experience from many fields. Would you like to talk us about how you managed to affirm as a referring point for all Miglionico dealers in Italy? Thank you for this introduction. How I did it. The history I appreciated a lot was the story of David who uses this little string to defeat the monster. It was really intelligent. When I arrived in Miglionico, when I talked for the first time with this man, I thought, because I came from Agolia, I came from big companies, so it was hard for me to imagine in a small reality, in a small company. So I wondered how could I do with different instruments, but it was really easy. And after hearing Katia speaking and Giuseppe speaking, which are the history of this company, the answer is really easy. When you enter a new group, it is sufficient to observe. Just like I observed all the machines, the production procedures, I learned something from each one of them, from Giovanni, our production manager, David, our purchasing manager, Paolo, our service manager. I wanted to learn as much as possible from them. And just like Katia told about the spirit of Miglionico in the world, I can say what my vision for Italy is. Italy is a really peculiar country. We know that. Because as for the market and social side, it is really different from one another. The northern spaces, the northern areas have very different purchasing uses from the southern one. And so it was hard to trace a line, a marketing strategy, because you have to put together different cultures. So it's a little bit like David and Goliath. We are little, but we are growing. We are fighting with very big group. But the question I ask myself is it so clear that the giants always have to win? The answer is not that easy, because we have to understand what the key point of the for win is. The choice is to be a complete made in Italy, a real made in Italy, to have a care about details, and I see that. Because I see that a dental unit doesn't go out of the factory without being perfect. Not 100% perfect, because perfection is not real. I don't want to talk a lot, because I would like to make you talk after. My idea for Italy is that the Italian dealers should not be sellers. You don't have to sell our product, because selling is an emotional product, and it's an emotional process. Selling is not giving a price to an article and selling it. This is place a product. There was an old habit in the Italian market, but the emotional sale is made by observation, is made by touching firsthand, and then the emotion starts. That's when the desire for the product is born. How you make the product be desired? I would like not to have 28, 29 dealers to sell, but I want 28, 29 dealers who work with our values, with how we work. If something in the working chain does not work, we stop, we think, we comment what's going on. And that's the reason why David can defeat Goliath. Because if we take care about details, and the price becomes a secondary element. Of course, it is important, but it's not one of the first arguments to win a sale. How many times you needed to spend more in order to obtain something? Because you desired it. Because if we confront to dealers who make very big numbers but sell dental units with a lower price, that's not how it works. Miglionico is not that. Miglionico is a story written by Giuseppe, by Katia, for the Italian market at the beginning, then for the export department, and then for me as well as the Italy sales manager, Italy sales director. One last question, Gabriele. Would you like to talk about your new short-term goals? We are in this moment where our competitors were some years ago. We are just like the followers, so some companies which are a step behind, sometimes just like soccer teams who are behind in the championship, who risk to slow down. But we are not slowing down. We are running, and we are bringing innovation, just as Giuseppe did, some very new innovations. We will deepen the comments about commercial side. We will innovations in the marketing side, strategic commercial side. There will be a very big new innovation for our dealers, a new configurator to create and develop the dental unit in a more emotional way and make the customer perceive it like that. In the northern part of Italy, we have very strong competition, especially in Emilia-Romagna. And we have to fight our competitors in that area, especially. So, let's take a break, a little coffee break, and then we will be back, because there are some awards. Let's just say awards, and then we will discover about it later. Thank you.